Spurgeon here with RevZilla, and today we're going to take a look at the Speed and Strength Sinfully Sweet Mesh Jacket available at RevZilla.com. So for you women out there in the audience that are looking for a mesh jacket to tackle the heat of the summer, the Sinfully Sweet Mesh is going to replace the Wicked Garden in Speed and Strength's lineup. And really what we're seeing here is a more mature look to it. They've got rid of all the scroll work on the right-hand side that the Wicked Garden has, and they've just given you much cleaner lines with new combinations of materials. So let's break this down starting with sizing. So Lindsay, on my left-hand side, she stands at 5'8", weighs 140 pounds, 36-inch bust, 29-inch waist. We have her in a size medium. This is going to correlate perfectly with Speed and Strength size chart. So as long as you're using the size chart, you really shouldn't have any surprises there. It is going to be a little bit more of a relaxed cut to the jacket overall, so just keep that in mind. Now sizes are going to range from an extra small up to a 4XL, and there are 5 different colors available, including the black and white option that Lindsay is wearing right next to me. Now, if you're not familiar with Speed and Strength, they are traditionally known for a little bit more of their wild child graphics like we saw with the Wicked Garden with all that extra scroll work working its way down the side. But what they've done is they've taken a step to the more mature. They're going to give you a new combination of materials that are going to come into play here while still maintaining the airflow you'd expect from a mesh chassis. So around the $160 price point, the Sinfully Sweet Mesh is going to be a new offering from them, which does take their brand a bit of a step forward. So let's break it down right now. The 3 different materials that we're seeing here is a combination of their AR500 stretch. Now, if you're not familiar, this is a material that was introduced last season, and it's going to give you abrasion resistance, but it's also going to give you a stretch feel for additional comfort. And they're going to utilize that in the elbows as well as the shoulders on this. And then you're going to have 2 different types of Fierce Mesh, and Fierce Mesh is just a proprietary mesh from Speed and Strength, but you're going to have a little bit more of a loose weave running itself across the top of the chest, and then a tight weave throughout the body, but it's still going to work to promote airflow throughout the entire jacket. Now at the top, one of the things to note here is that the collar goes from a nice comfort collar at the top. It gets a little bit unbound as it loosens up towards the bottom. The one thing I will note is that if you are in more of a full tuck position, I wish they would have just bound the top of this, because if that pushes against the skin, it will cause discomfort. So that was probably my one minor nitpick there with the collar on that. And then accordion stretch on the top of the shoulders will help for a range of motion. So if you're in more of a full tuck, this is going to help with that stretch on top of the fact that there's that AR500 stretch material built in here. Lindsay, I'm going to have you just throw the hand up just slightly for me. So one of the things you'll notice at the forearm, there is going to be a snap adjuster at the forearm, and there is going to be elastication there. So if you do have larger forearms, you can fine tune exactly how this fits. And then once you have it snapped into place, you don't have to worry about arm pump, because that elastication allows a little bit of motion and movement. When we get down to the base on this, you are going to have a Velcro adjuster at the wrist, and the same point that I made with the collar, I wish they would have just given me maybe a little bit of a neoprene roll or some kind of binding around the cuff just for added comfort where it meets the skin. You can put your hand down. Now, working our way through the front on this, YKK, both at the zipper for the main entry point and your pockets. Lindsay, I'm going to have you face sideways, throw the hand in the rider position. So you do have that mesh chassis working its way underneath in the armpit to promote airflow, and you have that wider weave or that looser weave down in the forearm. And you will see there is going to be a waist adjuster with this, so you can fine tune exactly how the waist fits you. And then at the hips, there will be a 2-inch expansion gusset on each side. So if you want a little bit more added room at the hips when you are in the seated riding position, you do have that available for you. Lindsay, you can go ahead and face backwards. And at the top, Speed and Strength logo at the very top of this, one of the things to note, you are getting Vault Armor, CE Vault Armor in the elbows, in the shoulders, and it's that new comfort armor. So it's going to be a little bit thinner, a little bit more comfortable than the Vault Armor we've seen in the past. And the one benefit here, again, for a jacket coming in around the $160 price point, you have that Vault Armor at the back as well. So a CE-rated back protector is included. Quick note with this, it is a one-time use back protector. So if you do get into a crash, you do go down, you want to make sure you go ahead and replace that back protector before you go out and use it again. Now, wrapping things up at the base, there will be a belt loop connection on the inside. So if you want to wrap this around your belt or your belt loops, if you're in more of a full tuck position, it just helps to maximize coverage where the pants end and your jacket begins. Lindsay, go ahead and face forward. Now here comes the fun part. If you're riding with a male counterpart and he's wearing the Quick and the Dead vest, and if you've seen that video, you know that one of the great features about the Quick and the Dead vest is that you have a conceal carry fruit container. So you can carry a mass amount of fruit with you on that vest, and now the women have an option as well. So go ahead and unzip, and you'll notice that on the inside of this jacket, if we hold the right side open, you have a holster that will be able to carry your fruit with you, not just on the right-hand side, but also on the left-hand side. And if you run out of fruit, there's extra storage compartments on the back where you can carry extra pieces of maybe some grapes or maybe a vegetable, maybe a baby carrot will fit in there as well. Lindsay, you can go ahead and zip up for me. Now, there's a lot of women out there that are looking for something that's going to give you, a lightweight mesh option that you can ride all the way throughout the heat of the summer. And one of the things to note is that with the Sinfully Sweet, Speed and Strength has made great strides forward over what was the Wicked Garden. And if you want to hear more about what other women have to say about the Speed and Strength Sinfully Sweet jacket, go ahead and click that info button on your desktop or mobile device, which will allow you to read other rider reviews from women that are already out there putting Speed and Strength gear through its paces. Now, if you have more questions for one of our female gear geeks as to which jacket is going to be right for you and your style of riding, give them a shout at 877-792-9455, or simply shoot us an email, cs@RevZilla.com. Thank you for joining us for this look at the Speed and Strength Sinfully Sweet Mesh Jacket. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.